สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Welcome to NBT World's The Fireside. I'm Benjamin Ruchopakan.
And I'm Warisa Nidanat Gomon. Every week we have a fireside chat exploring what's going on in Thailand, diving deep into our latest obsessions.
So this week we're exploring gastronomy tourism or gastro tourism. And in Thailand, gastro travel has shifted from just like restaurant hopping or cafe hopping to a deep immersive cultural exchange. And now it's a segment of the industry that focuses on authenticity, on authentic connection with local communities and ethnic minorities, eco-conscious programs as well. There's a strong correlation between gastro and sustainability in Thailand that emphasizes zero waste practices and low carbon footprints. And then also, I think that we're one of the only countries in the region that really has an institutional recognition of community-led tourism, which with activities that are curated by local villages or agricultural communities to preserve traditional knowledge and ingredients as well.
Right. And Thailand's regional cuisines, they reflect different landscapes, also different resources and cultural influences, each with its own distinct character. And as the agricultural hub and the seat of the royal court, central cuisine is often considered the quote-unquote standard Thai food found globally. It's characterized by a sophisticated balance of sweet, sour, salty, and spicy. There's a heavy use of coconut milk and jasmine rice in the central cuisine, and its flavor profile tends to be a bit mellow, a bit creamy, and it does have a refined presentation.
Very refined. I think we were talking about khao chat the other day, and that's definitely one of the dishes or sort of courses of meals. I like to think of it a course of meal because it has so many different sides that I think are really refined because it came from the royal court as well. So meanwhile, we have northern Lanna cuisine as well, which is influenced by the cooler mountain climate, as well as our neighbors, Myanmar and Laos. It is distinct for its lack of coconut milk and its preference for bitter and earthy notes. One of the staples definitely is sticky rice, and its flavors come off as mildly spicy, salty, and bitter, but kind of rarely sweet, in my opinion.
And in contrast, in the northeastern or Isan cuisine, this cuisine is perhaps the most beloved soul food of Thailand. And it comes from a dry, landlocked plateau, and the food is designed to be punchy and highly preserved. You'll see heavy use of plara or fermented fish sauce, and its flavors are extremely spicy, salty, and sour. And I think this cuisine in particular is very popular amongst the office people for some odd reason.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think so too. And also, frankly, I think it's the kind of cuisine that people conflate with all of Thai cuisine. Like, I think when people think of Thai cuisine, they are specifically referencing cuisine from the Isan region, like som tams, the various tams, and papaya salads. So I think that, I think we really have to give more credit to the fact that it is a regional cuisine, So in southern Thailand, which is part of the Malay Peninsula, seafood is king. This is influenced by Malay and Indian flavors. It has some of the spiciest and most pungent foods in the country. You can expect to find plenty of turmeric for its medicinal and preservative properties and coconut milk to balance out the heat. Flavors are fiercely spicy and salty with deep, complex aromatics.
Right. And last but not least, we have the eastern region, and it shares some similarities with central Thailand, but it's defined by its abundance of high-quality seafood and tropical fruits. And here in the eastern region, you can expect dishes that incorporate fruits into savory stews with a slightly sweeter and tangier flavor profile compared to the central Thai cuisine.
I think that's so true. I feel like Thailand is so unique for how many fruits it'll put into something that's meant to be savory, because we constantly are trying to balance all of the flavors. We think that all of them should appear in some degree or another, and we feel like if any one flavor is missing, it's not kroprot. It doesn't feel like it's a complete dish, you know. So now that you've gotten to take a look at all of the 5 regional cuisines, let's take a look at 5 key gastro destinations. Each of these destinations we've curated to showcase the wisdom of local communities there, blending traditional flavors with sustainability practices. So our first stop is in Chiang Mai, over at San Kamphaeng district, where we're exploring the northern Thai way of life with the Ban Bong Hui Lan community. This is a community of the Khon Mueang or Thai Yuan people who comprise the former kingdom of the Lan Na kingdom from the late 13th to late 18th century. Their culture emphasizes a deep connection to the forest, their surrounding habitat, and the resources of their natural woodlands. Their kantok dining style reflects a very tight-knit community where various local dishes are shared from a single pedestal tray to foster unity. I think you'll definitely see the idea that we like to share a lot of dishes. We think of a lot of these dishes as meant to be eaten with rice, and they're meant to be, we call them kap khao, right? In this particular region, they're also shared within the same tray as well. There's a specific kind of presentation to it.
That's true. I really like the kantok style. A lot of times people would be sitting on the floor and the kantok acts as a table itself. I think it's really cute. Now, there's some highlight activities that we would like to include here. And the first one is tasting authentic Lana cuisine. For a more authentic introduction to Northern Thai cuisine, Ban Bong Hui Lan offers a community-based dining experience centered around Khong Kin Mueang, or traditional local dishes. The meals are prepared using indigenous ingredients and time-honored recipes, reflecting the distinctive flavors of Lana cuisine. The cooking is also led by local women who approach each dish with the same care and familiarity as meals prepared for the family. And food is served on traditional kantok trays, as we were mentioning earlier, encouraging a shared dining style that brings people together. And depending on the season, visitors may also encounter regional specialties such as bamboo shoots, crab paste, ant eggs, or head pop mushrooms. Now, beyond the food itself, the experience offers insight into local life and traditions, providing a deeper understanding of Chiang Mai through its cuisine.
It's a very delicious way to understand the culture. So our next activity is going to be making Khanom Ki Mao. Now, Khanom Ki Mao is a traditional sweet with a very unusual name that means cat droppings dessert. Now, bear with me here. The process begins with grating fresh coconut and preparing a dough from glutinous rice flour. The natural colors are then extracted from ingredients gathered in the garden, and that includes butterfly pea flowers, turmeric, pandan leaves, and roselle, and mixed into the dough. Now, the dough is shaped into small, elongated pieces that are boiled until they float, signaling that they're fully cooked. And once they're ready, the pieces are coated in grated coconut and black sesame sugar, creating a soft, fragrant dessert. Now, the name, it comes from its appearance, not its flavor. So it's delicious. Don't worry about the name too much. It's just meant to be kind of playful. And it's really great when it's served warm with an herbal drink.
And our final highlight of Chiang Mai is creating natural tie-dye fabrics. Now, villagers have developed a tie-dye workshop that reflects both creativity and sustainability. The raw materials are sourced from nearby forests, and this includes bark, leaves, and various grasses. Participants begin by folding fabric into various patterns, then dye it using natural pigments derived from local plants. Each step of the process highlights the connection between the community and its environment while allowing visitors to experiment with their own designs. Now, the result is a one-of-a-kind textile piece that serves as a personalized souvenir rooted in the natural and cultural landscape of Chiang Mai.
That's right. And this entire Chiang Mai experience is designed with a low carbon focus with a measured impact of just 80 kilograms of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. So really small footprint. footprint. Now, our next stop is Ayutthaya, the ancient capital of the Ayutthaya kingdom, and we've made a few stops here before. Here, we're guided into the local cuisine by the Banka Rian community. This is a historical settlement located in a small island in the Chao Phraya River. The community can trace its roots to early Chinese merchants who once used the area as a trading port and eventually made it their home. Now, today, the community continues to safeguard its culinary heritage, with residents preparing traditional dishes and desserts that have been passed down through the generations. Visitors can engage directly with this community, dressing in traditional Thai attire like the sabai, the chutai, listening to local stories, and participating in very simple activities along the wooden house terraces by the river. The setting with its traditional homes and gentle river breeze, it's a very picturesque kind of idyllic scene, reflects the local way of life that is very closely tied to the past.
And we have to mention some activities here. So we have the Three Musketeer water as a dessert is one of them. And this culinary experience highlights how traditional flavors can be adapted into contemporary desserts. At its core is Nam Sam Gle, or the Three Musketeer water, which is a herbal drink made from roselle, bale fruit, and jujube, and commonly prepared by villagers as a refreshing beverage. In this experience, the drink is transformed into a dessert known as herbal jelly coconut cake. And the process involves cooking the herbal mixture and setting it into a soft jelly, which is then combined with coconut milk to create a balanced flavor of sweet, sour, and slightly salty notes. I think the salty is what makes it so uniquely Thai. It's not just sweet, you know. Now, it is prepared over traditional charcoal stoves, and dessert carries a subtle smoky aroma that enhances its overall taste. The activity allows visitors to observe and take part in each step, offering insights into how local ingredients and techniques can be reinterpreted into new forms.
And speaking of reinterpreting, traditional dishes into new forms, we also have enjoying tom yum mocktails. Now, this beverage experience presents a modern interpretation of the tom yum, one of Thailand's most recognizable flavor profiles. And we have all kinds of tom yum kind of flavored things here. We definitely like one example that's really prominent is tom yum chips or tom yum fries, right? So the tom yum mocktail captures the essential balance of sour, sweet, and salty elements, translating the character of the classic soup into a refreshing drink. Now, this is usually served chilled. It can be enjoyed on its own or as a palate cleanser alongside a selection of traditional Thai desserts, which are prepared at Aunt Mali's house. Now, these sweets follow recipes associated with Tao Tong Ki Ma or Maria Guiamar de Pina. Now, born in 1664, Maria Guiamar is credited with introducing several dessert recipes to the Ayutthaya royal court. This includes Phoi Thong, which is based on the Portuguese dish Fios de Ovos. Now, by reimagining familiar ingredients or familiar sort of flavors in new formats, the mocktail gives an insight into how Thai culinary traditions have continued to evolve with the times while maintaining their distinct identity.
Mm-hmm. And our final activity for Ayutthaya is folding pandan leaf flowers. Now, this is not strictly a gastronomic activity, but it is a great way to complete the experience at the trip of Ayutthaya. Now, visitors can dress in traditional Thai attire. I think it's very popular right now, especially, which reflects styles that associated with the region's historical period. Then, participants learn to fold pandan leaves into decorative flowers, which are traditionally used as offerings. This demonstrates how local materials such as flowers, pandan, and banana leaves are incorporated into everyday cultural and religious practices. The flowers are usually offered at the Tel Pok Got Rian shrine in sacred Buddha images such as Luang Po Khao and Luang Po Dam at Wat Song Kuson. Through this activity, visitors gain insight into the relationship between community life, craftsmanship, and spiritual traditions.
And this whole Ayutthaya experience has a measured carbon footprint of just 40 kilograms of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. So we're going through a whole range of different low carbon experiences here in Thailand to fulfill a low carbon lifestyle. Now, next we have to journey to the south of Thailand to the picturesque town of Krabi. I love Krabi. It's my favorite place to visit. If I had to pick a place to keep on going back to, Krabi is great in my opinion. Here we see a different side of the province through the Ban Nai Nang community. This coastal village is shaped by its very intimate relationship with the surrounding mangrove ecosystem. It's home to 1,700 residents, and this Muslim community sits along a quiet backwater that connects to the Phanga Bay, where daily life revolves around fishing, small-scale farming, and natural resources of the forest. Now, at the heart of Ban Nai Nang is a community-led approach to conservation. Villagers collectively manage more than 600 hectares of mangrove forests, and that supports their local livelihoods by providing fish, shellfish, and other food sources.
Some highlights include making golden cup snacks, or in Thai it's called gratong tong. Now, this culinary activity highlights a zero-waste approach to local ingredients, focusing on the area's well-known white shrimp. So instead of discarding the shells and heads, the villagers repurpose them into a key component of the dish. The process involves sun-drying the shrimp remnants, grinding them into a fine powder, and mixing that powder into flour to form a dough. This dough is then shaped into small cups, fried until they're crisp and golden. These edible cups are used as a base for a variety of fillings, such as shrimp salad or seasonal fruits. Through hands-on participation, visitors can learn each step of the preparation while gaining insight into how the community minimizes waste and maximizes the use of local resources. The result is a dish that reflects both practical sustainability and local culinary creativity.
Yeah, I think it's so cute, because gratong has a very different connotation, and then when you call it gratong tong, it's just and the snacks are so tiny. I think it's super adorable. So, to keep the adorable vibes going, we have stingless bee honey mocktails. There's something about stingless bees that makes them so much more friendly. I wonder what that is. At the village's Stingless Bee Learning Center, participants can learn the basics of beekeeping and understand the role of bees in supporting both the local ecosystem and livelihoods. Now, the experience culminates in the preparation of a fruit-based mocktail that's made with locally grown produce and, of course, stingless bee honey. The drink combines natural sweetness with the tang of the fresh fruits that give it a balanced, refreshing, kind of flavor profile. Now, through this activity, visitors can gain an insight into how agricultural knowledge and sustainability and community traditions, they all come together into everyday life. And the mocktail serves not only as a local refreshment, but also as an example of how natural resources are thoughtfully used to create value in the community.
Now, afterwards, you might want to take a boat to Khao Karot. And this excursion offers a closer look at the natural landscape surrounding the Ban Nai Nang. The journey begins with a ride on a traditional long-tail boat, traveling through calm coastal waters towards Khao Karot, a well-known limestone formation in the area. Along the way, visitors can observe the distinctive shapes of the cliff formed over time by natural erosion. One of the main stops is also called the Ancient Human Window, a rock opening that frames the surrounding scenery and serves as a popular viewpoint. The experience may also include kayaking through nearby areas where hidden lagoons and stretches of sand become visible during low tide. And as the boat moves along the cliffs, changing perspectives, it reveals different natural formations, including one commonly referred to as the Ghost Mask Mountain. Through these shifting views, the landscape highlights the geological features that define this part of Krabi, offering insight into the region's coastal environment.
This whole itinerary has a carbon footprint of just 70 kilograms of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. Now, for our next gastro destination, we're going to head to the east of Thailand to Chanthaburi province. And here, our guide is Ban Lang community. Now, this is a coastal agricultural village known locally as Sam Nam Kao Na, or 3 waters and 9 rice fields. This name reflects the meeting of fresh water, salt water, and brackish water, along with a wide variety of cultivated landscapes from rice and lotus paddies to coconut, lime, and shrimp farms. This environmental and agricultural diversity supports a way of life that remains closely tied to nature. Most residents engage in traditional occupations that include reed mat weaving, rice and fruit farming, small-scale fishing, maintaining practices that have been passed down through the generations.
Right. Let's talk about some highlight activities here. One of them is eating seafood by the sea, Ban Lang style. Now, local meals highlight the area's natural abundance, featuring a variety of seafood, such as shrimp, shellfish, fish, blue crab, and that is all alongside the Chanthaburi dishes. Mm-hmm. The ingredients are sourced directly from nearby waters, illustrating the community's reliance on sustainable fishing practices and seasonal availability. Now, dining typically takes place in open settings and, near the shore, where views of mangroves and the sea form part of the experience. And more than just a meal, it provides insight into how local food, environment, and daily life are closely interlinked in this coastal community.
So now that we've had some seafood, I think it's time to give back. So now we're going to be touring the Blue Crab Bank. This activity introduces visitors to local marine conservation through the Fish Homes and Crab Banks initiative. Developed by the community, the project focuses on restoring coastal ecosystems while supporting sustainable fishing practices. Participants can observe how the blue crabs are cared for from the egg stage until they're ready to be released back into the sea. And the process begins with local fishermen contributing egg-bearing crabs, which are then protected and nurtured in controlled environments until the young crabs can develop. Now, the visitors may take part in different stages of this cycle, including learning about crab care and joining in the release of juveniles into their natural habitat. This is like when, they release turtles back into the ocean, but this is crabs. This is, our version of that. So, through this experience, the activity highlights how community-led efforts to help maintain marine resources can ensure long-term sustainability.
And of course, the fresh seafood is just half the battle because the other half is about the spices. And for that, we can explore Wong Noparat Garden. A visit to Suwan Wong Noparat offers an introduction to one of the region's most important agricultural products, the white pepper. Known for its strong aroma and distinctive heat, Chanthaburi's pepper is widely regarded for both its culinary and traditional medicinal uses. The region's climate and soil conditions contribute to the development of large, high-quality peppercorns that are sought after in both local and international markets. At the garden, visitors can walk through pepper plantations and learn about the cultivation process from vine growth to harvesting and processing, so the whole thing. The experience also includes tasting freshly processed pepper and understanding how it is used in cooking. Through this visit, guests gain insight into the role of pepper in Chanthaburi's agricultural identity, as well as techniques that have sustained its production over generations. And this Chanthaburi experience as a whole has a measured carbon footprint of only 60 kilograms of carbon dioxide equivalent per person.
And finally, we head into the northeast or Isan region of Thailand for a gastronomic experience with the Sawati community in Khon Kaen. Now here we get a glimpse into everyday life in Isan where food, music, and storytelling are very closely connected, and we're going to show you what that means. So at the heart of this village's cuisine is the principle of sapnua, which is a style of northeastern cuisine that's known for its bold, balanced flavors. Meals are prepared collectively with local women passing down the recipes and techniques through the generations. This is a very common theme that we're finding, is that, the women dominate the kitchen and they're really the masters of Thai cuisine. So these dishes are closely tied to local folklore, particularly in the story of Sin Sai, an epic poem believed to have been written in the mid-17th century by the Lao poet Bang Kam during the era of the Lan Chang kingdom, which existed roughly at the same time as the Ayutthaya kingdom. They were contemporaries of each other. The Sin Sai epic has remained an important part of the community's cultural narrative.
Right. Now, some highlights include eating khao kiep edible bowls. This workshop includes a local adaptation of khao kiep, which is a traditional Isan rice snack. The activity demonstrates how a familiar food has been reinterpreted into an edible serving container. The process begins with sticky rice that is steamed and pounded into a soft, cohesive dough. And ingredients such as palm sugar or fiber vine, which is valued for its medicinal properties, may be added to enhance flavor and nutritional value. While the mixture is traditionally shaped, dried, and grilled into a crispy snack, it is instead molded into a bowl or plate forms for this activity. Once dried and cooked, these edible containers are used to serve both savory and sweet dishes. Visitors can observe and participate in the presentation and the preparation, gaining insight into how local knowledge and creativity are applied to reduce waste while adding texture and flavor into the dining experience.
So now that we're in Khon Kaen, we have to try 3-sauce rice noodles. This cuisine draws inspiration from local storytelling traditions, particularly the tale of Sin Sai, depicted in the murals of Wat Chai Si. Now, the dish known as Sin Sai's forest journey connects these visual narratives to the food. Now, at the center of the experience is khao pun hon, or hot rice noodles, prepared using natural ingredients to create a variety of colors. Local elements, sort of the usual suspects, butterfly pea flowers, turmeric, pumpkin, carrots, and pandan leaves are used to tint the noodles, reflecting the tones found in the historic murals. Now, the noodles are served with a selection of sauces, completing the dish that combines flavor with the cultural reference as well. I think this is really interesting when there's storytelling involved in the food. Now, through this activity, visitors can see how traditional stories are reinterpreted through the cuisine, linking local heritage and contemporary presentation.
And now we turn it over to our audience. Which destination caught your eye?
Let us know in the comment section of NBT World's online channels. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ